Hi guys, back again. I've had me 2 days off by now. Now, in case people get confused, I don't make content on all my days off. I mean, yesterday's bit of content that I made was just when I was drunk and I thought it'd be funny. A little bit of a guitar thing. I just thought that'd be a bit comical, you know, not taking things too seriously. So if you think I only ever have one day off, one of my days off is always Monday, and that is mine and my other half's day. So I don't do anything. I mean, yeah. Going round and round and round and roundabout like a big mulberry bush. Then all of a sudden saw me and thought, oh, I'll just start indicating now. You could see him struggling to keep the indicator on because the light was going, and then it started going normally. If you're lost, fine, go round and roundabout. I've got no issues with that. But if you're unsure, indicate to go all the way round the roundabout. Go all the way round the roundabout to make sure you know you're turning, and then carry on. Otherwise, you're going to have one of these fully loaded, struggling to stop to avoid you, like you just saw. Absolutely no indication. Then all of a sudden saw me, and you could see he was struggling to hit the indicator on because of the speed of the indicator bulb. And at first you think, oh well, it's because one of his indicator bulbs is blown. But then all of a sudden it just went normal again. You could see him struggling in there to keep it. But anyway, there we go. Such is life. It does happen. Always be ready for it. But fortunately, I suppose you could say fortunately in that situation. Come on. I'm in an Axor, and I'm in a higher Axor. It's a 6.2 plate, so it's not massively old compared to what some people drive, obviously. But for what we usually drive, because it's a higher one, obviously it's had a bit of a hard life. It's done quite a few kilometres, nearly 800,000. It's had a bit of a hard life, whoever owned it or used it before us. And consequently, everything's a little bit iffy. Put it this way, the brakes are either on or off. There's no graduating them. I touch a brake pedal and it's oh dear. Now when I'm loaded, I'm 36 tonnes, so it's not too bad. But I'm gonna probably be running empty from Peterborough to Wellingborough, which means every time I touch my brakes I'm going to kiss the windshield. So but no, like I said, Mondays, they're mine and my other half day. I don't make content on a Monday. And that's the thing, if you're going to do this, because obviously I've started to create filler vlog now, so I can actually do a daily upload. And the filler vlogs are just going to be anything that's on my mind, or one of them I've got is a little bit of a game that we can all play. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's just a little game. It's a bit of fun, and that's what I think filler vlogs should be. But the simple fact is, on a Monday I have time with my other half, and that's that. So if you see my day off and you think, well, hold on a minute, surely you've got to have 2 days off, or things like that, which is a perfectly reasonable thing to think. You know, I do daily uploads, let's be honest. I do have 2 days, then 1 day off, then 2 days, then 1 day off. But I'll only ever make content on, say, the Tuesday, my day off, not the Monday. Because you've got to have that balance in your life, or you're just going to lose yourself. My other half's already annoyed on a Monday when I'm responding to you guys as it is. So yeah, but we go out, we do various bits and bobs, joint gardening adventures, for example. But yes, there we go. But no, onwards with my day, because I've got Peterborough, Wellingborough, then Didcot. So I've got quite a few tasty hours today. I didn't have that many hours Sunday, because as you know I cranked it out so I could finish and get home. Oh, there's the brakes, off the brake. Oh, I do hate that, because I know exactly what it's going to be when I'm empty. It's just going to be horrible. It's going to be absolutely horrible. My other half had a Kia Picanto. It was a 56 plates, that's 2006, 2007. And it was the same in that car. Brakes were either on or off. There was no in between. It was really odd. And the stalks were around the other way, which used to confuse the hell out of me. I used to turn the windshield wipers on when I wanted to turn. It was like, can't do it. Oh, and anybody who gets a bit emotional when I use an Americanism, like tomato, windshield, and things like that. First of all, tomatoes come from America. So if they call them tomatoes, they're correct. It's their native plant. And windshield. Well, think about it. That's glass. And it shields you from the wind and bugs and everything else. So windshield. Makes sense. So, yeah. I don't agree with some Americanisms, but some of them I do. Has to be said, I do. But yes, we're in a wonderful higher one today, and it's all wonderful and lovely, and everything's pristine in condition. Oh. To be fair, I've actually got quite an easy life in this industry. I get blue chip companies, nice vehicles, nice units. So every so often they get some higher ones in. Because the thing is, with retail companies such as supermarkets, Tesco's, Asda, Morrison's, Sainsbury's, whoever, come close to Christmas, they take off. They're selling products like it's going out of fashion. Now, I flashed that guy twice, and I don't just flash like some people do. I actually hold it, and I flashed that guy twice, and he didn't bother looking. And he's a left hooker, so he should have seen. Or whatever. Anyway, here you go. Flash once. There you go. He saw me. He saw me on the first one. Now, yeah, going back to the supermarkets, around Christmas they take off. They've got quite a lot of volume to shift, so they hire in units. And so usually if you're working for Tesco's, Morrison's, Asda, Sainsbury's, yada yada yada, you'll start seeing higher units turn up. Now, more often than not, they're trying to save overhead. So instead of hiring nice, new, lovely units, and that does happen sometimes, they usually end up hiring ex-fleet units from a different company. Now, there was one occasion I was working for the company that shall not be named, and they hired in a load of old builder's merchant axles in this radiant red, I suppose is the right term for the colour. They were mullered. Absolutely mullered. I mean, they'd gone round on the clock. Well, they were 1,000,000 kilometres at least. And they were just knackered. Everything about just... Ugh. But that does happen. And you've got to get used to that if you're going to be an agency guy. Now in wholesale, around Christmas time, volumes tend to drop. Now I know that sounds counterintuitive considering it's all food and stuff like that, but think about it. Around Christmas time, all the big supermarkets put on their deals, and it attracts everyone. Whereas the local corner shops and things like that, they can't. They've got to maintain their prices. So people tend not to shop in the local stores around Christmas time. And of course the local stores do tend to have family holidays around that time and things like that. So wholesalers start to die around Christmas, volumes drop. But retail, supermarkets, volumes go up. And then around spring, summertime, wholesalers, volumes go up because everyone's going away, they're all using the local stores, all the beers and the bits and bobs and all that kind of stuff. So wholesaler bits work increases. Oh goody, I can see brake lights. Oh no, okie dokie. So it's kind of, if you can get into a wholesaler and a retailer, you can kind of protect your work all year as an agency guy. Because when it's quiet in the wholesaler, you'll be in the retailer, and when it's quiet in the retailer, you'll be in the wholesaler. So there's a little inside tip for you. If you can, if your agency has the contract, find a wholesaler, a large wholesaler, and find a large retail outlet like Tesco's, Asda's, Sainsbury's, people like that. And then between those two places, you should maintain virtually full time, except maybe a couple of weeks in February, March, maybe. Because at that time it's quiet in both of them, because the wholesalers haven't quite taken off yet, and the retailers are winding down after the Christmas rush. So there is a transition period of a couple of weeks where it's a bit, 3, maybe 4 days, as you saw from me. Although all of those videos now, all the hashtag videos have been made private. Okay, so they're gone. They're buggered off. What I am doing is I have started up my tips and tricks channel. That worked well, didn't it? Tips and tricks channel. I will be putting links into the descriptions down below, so if you want to go and have a look at the tips and tricks, go and have a shufty. Basically, I'm just remaking, like putting the card in, how the Axor auto shifter works. I'll do one for the Actros one, because the one I did in my vlog recently, that was more aimed at, I was promising you to do this, whereas I want to do it a bit more professionally than that, without the has promised crap that goes into it, that went into the one in the vlog. But yeah, the tips and tricks, that's a separated channel now. So I will link it into these vlogs, and I'll link my usual channel into the tips and tricks, and we'll see what happens on that one. I'll be putting my card in. I was thinking about doing that in this vehicle, but it doesn't have a handhold there, and I've tried it with those cameras. Unfortunately, everything up here is just black. I can't seem to correct the light balance enough for it to show up. So I've got to try and do it with my mobile phone. The issue with that is I've got to hold it with my hand. So it's going to be a bit wobbly. So what I need is, in the Actros, there's a handhold there. So I could hook my finger around it, hold the camera, and keep it relatively steady. Because I can use the handrest to do it. So I shall wait until I next get an Actros to do that one. That'll be another tips and tricks, the insertion of a card. I'll go into a bit more detail than I did in my first ever video, which was insertion of a digicard. But I'll be doing stuff like that, whatever, for tips and tricks, and then I'll keep this one just as a bit of a daily vlog, yada yada yada, chat chat chat, bollock bollock bollock, and so on and so forth. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, get to Peterborough, and I will most likely see you at a later stage in my day. Well, that's the old Peterborough store done. And now I've got to be really bloody careful, because this can be very tight when people put themselves in the wrong place. So I've got to go wide here. Now some people will be saying, oh, you're in your own bloody lane. Well, yes and no. I couldn't get over because nobody would allow me, so I end up in the middle lane. But this lane does allow me to turn right as well. So I'm keeping my indicator going so everybody knows. But I've just got to be nice and cautious, nice and careful, because I want the 11:39. I've got to watch the cars down there, and I've got to watch this twit. Alright, I'll get through that one in the amber. Yes, I did see it change, but I thought, well, I can make it on the amber. Don't like it where people leave their nose out like that. There we go, that stopped him from overtaking. I left it indicating a little while longer, but that stopped him from cutting and going for it. So, you know, play things to your advantage. But, oh dear. I do detest that roundabout. But yes, it's all the way off to sunny Wellingborough now. Yeah, the delivery was fine, although I did get held up because I got there just as the guy who operates the forklift went on his break. And then whilst I was waiting, 2 others turned up as well. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, such is life, such is life. But no, in those kind of situations where you've got quite a lot of traffic, obviously a bit of local knowledge came into play there, because I know that middle lane does allow you to turn right eventually. Or when you're on the roundabout. just watch absolutely everything you do. Usually I like to be in the right hand lane and do it and just take up both lanes, but every so often people just don't allow you to, and so you've just got to be really careful. Keep your indicator going, let them know what your intentions are, and then just be really careful. And if you see somebody accelerating like Billy-O to get down the inside of you like that Lexus was, prepare for that person to cut that lane, because they're going so fast they need to race line it, otherwise they'll never make it. So always be careful on that one. Even if you have to hold back and, like you saw, waddle through on an amber, you can still carry on an amber. As long as you don't cross that line, as long as you don't cross that line on a red, you're fine. And I know it was a bit close, but I'm just trying to avoid carnage, basically. I'm trying to avoid the accidents. And on that roundabout, it's really easy to have an accident. The one bonus is, to my turning up at Peterborough when he just went on his break, I was able to have my break whilst I was waiting for him. So I can get myself to Wellingborough nice and easy, and I could probably make a damn good shot at getting to Didcot. Although I may weather the storm, the rush hour, whilst I'm at Wellingborough, take a break at Wellingborough, because going from Peterborough to Wellingborough, Wellingborough to Didcot won't leave me enough time to get back to Hatfield. So I needed a break at some point. Now I was always going to take my break at Wellingborough, but I capitalised on the fact the guy there was on his break and I left mine on break. Again, I wasn't doing anything, I was up in the canteen having a coffee, bag of crisps and a laugh. So I can get to Wellingborough, whatever it befalls me. If I have to take diversions or get stuck in traffic, I don't have to worry about my hours and stuff like that. And then when I'm at Wellingborough, I was always going to take a break at Wellingborough. I'll take a break at Wellingborough, allow all the traffic to die down. Here we go. Allow all the traffic to die down, and then it should be a straight shot from Wellingborough to Didcot, nice and easy, no ifs, no buts, no hassle. And then drop swap and get back to Hatfield, because I'm working tomorrow. I'm starting at 11:15 AM. I thought he was just going to go then. I'm starting at 11:15 AM. I started at 12:15 today. With my commute, it does make it a bit of an annoyance. I have enough hours in between my shifts, because at the moment it's not even 4:30 yet, it's 16:24 at the moment. So yeah, I should have enough time to do this, but if I can be sneaky, get to Wellingborough at the beginning of the rush hour. Oh, one little trick: if ever you're going from Peterborough to, say, Wellingborough, for whatever reason, because Peterborough's loads of industrial estates and Wellingborough is just one massive industrial estate. If you ever find yourself doing that, it's the 11:39 across the A1 to the 605, which is the road I'm on now, straight down the 605. Now, at certain times of day, it is more beneficial for you to go right onto the A14, go to the 509 and in that way. If you use the 45, there are multitudes of roundabouts on that road, and at the wrong time of day you are going to be sat in traffic. So what I'm going to do today, because of the time of day I'm going to be getting there, is I'm going to turn right onto the A14, follow it a couple of junctions down to the 509, and then go into Wellingborough that way. Sometimes you get held up, but when there's a lot of traffic and you've got roundabouts to do, none of the roundabouts are ever wide enough. Nobody ever sticks to lane discipline, and you've got what happened back at that roundabout to continually worry about. Going my way, especially if you're new, you don't really have too much to worry about. It's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. But anyway, there you go, nice little helpful hint. But anyway, I'm going to crack on. I shall most likely see you when I reach my destination of sunny Wellingborough. See what the time is. It's 16:26 now, so see what time I eventually get there. Well, made it to Wellingborough, nice and simple. I got here at hold on a second, 17:08, so it wasn't too bad. Yes, took 51 minutes of driving time to get here, and obviously drop the trailer and park up and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put it on brake. I shall avoid the rush hour and then crack on down to Didcot, drop the load, pick up the next load and get back to Hatfield. Hopefully with enough time to spare so I don't have to worry too much. But we shall see, we shall see. But yes, always be careful when you do this job, especially if you're going to drive when there's a lot of traffic on the road and you're going to go into tight roundabouts and things like that. Always be specifically careful. But such is life. You'll learn it as you go, you learn it as you go. Anyway, I suppose I should finish my break, find my trailer, and then sod off to Didcot. Well, we're on our way to sunny Didcot. I could say that a bit more enthusiastically, couldn't I? Oh, here we go. Now he was behind me, the guy in front, for quite some considerable time, and decided, in his infinite wisdom, that when I slowed down going up a hill, he'll overtake me. Fair enough. The thing is, he's marginally slower than me, which is really annoying. So I had to knock it down a little bit, otherwise I'm going to overtake him just before some more hills, and then he's going to overtake me, so I'm trying to let him go. But as you've seen, I've already caught him once. He's like, oh, come on. But no, I was just listening to Radio 4. And it was the news. And they were going on about this soaring gun crime recently. Now in London alone, just London alone, since January there's been 120 shootings. Now I'm getting that from Radio 4. I'm not plucking these figures out the air. I got that from Radio 4. The news, BBC Radio 4 News. So since January this year, in London alone, there's been 120 shootings. But I thought this country had a gun ban. How is that possible? Could it remotely be that in order to ban guns you'd have to uninvent them first? You'd have to stop them being made globally. Arm your armies with toothpicks. Because it's safer. Put little rubber stoppers on the end of them so no one can get hurt. Could that possibly be the reason? You know, but what do I know? I mean, I'm just a moron. Yeah, there was part of the story was a bag was discovered in a park in London by some builders, and it had 3 Scorpion submachine guns in it. And you sit there and you think they've never been legal in the UK. But anyway, you know, that's just what I heard on the news. I'm just regaling you with what I heard on the news and the thing that, well, you know, gun bans clearly work. But anyway, I'm going to crack on to my destination. What I think I'll do is, because I know I'm going to be pushed for time when I get home, and chances are tonight I'm going to have to put a filler vlog in. I've still got Sunday's vlog to upload yet. Because I've got to finish the end off. I'm not too happy with the way I've ended that one, so I just have to do a couple of little bits. I'm going to try something, a little directorish, you know, a little post editing. I might put some black strips just at the top and the bottom, just kind of fade them in. So see whether it'll work. It probably won't, but whatever. I'll give it a crack. If it doesn't work, I'll probably just get rid of the ending and just end it. But anyway, that's the Sunday one. I'll probably do a filler vlog tonight, because by the time I've finished today, I'm not going to have a huge amount of time left. So I'm going to end this one now, so that it's a short one, so it's easier to download onto my laptop and everything, because I'm not going to have too much time when I get back, like I said. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about. I shall see you in the next one, whenever that may be. Chances are it'll be tomorrow. because I do have a shift. So take care and see you later.